the most promising candidates we've ever seen.
You can expect your emotional, physical, and mental strength to be pushed to the limit. Retreat!
Whatever that thing is, it's hunting us. We need to move.
The story begins in Afghanistan with a voice on the radio guiding a convoy of military vehicles through rough terrain while warning that communication is unstable. When the convoy stops, a soldier known as 81 steps out of the vehicle and jokes with the others. One of the soldiers turns out to be his brother, and both share the same tattoo. While repairing one of the vehicles, his brother begins complaining about their current life and says they gave up on their dream too soon. 81 does not understand what he means until his brother brings up the Ranger Assessment and Selection Program. 81 suggests that he should apply with someone else, but his brother insists that they should try it together as a team. 81 argues that they are no longer young and that the time has passed, but his brother continues pushing the idea until 81 reluctantly considers it. As his brother continues working on the vehicle, 81 begins walking away. Suddenly, a massive explosion destroys the area around them. Soldiers are hit by the blast and gunfire erupts. As 81 runs back to help, he is also struck by debris. When he regains consciousness, he finds metal lodged in his leg and the bodies of his fellow soldiers scattered around him. He spots his brother nearby and rushes to him, but his brother is already dying. 2 years later, 81 is seen riding on a bus filled with soldiers heading to a ranger training base in Colorado. After arriving, they are ordered to check in and leave all personal belongings behind. They are told that their real names no longer matter and that each of them will now be identified only by a number. When 81 steps forward, the officers review his records and assign him the number 81 while also placing him in the role of team leader. If you made it this far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. The recruits are then addressed by a sergeant who explains the seriousness of their mission. He tells them that Rangers are often the first soldiers sent into dangerous situations and that the country depends on them. Over the next 8 weeks, they will face extreme physical and mental tests. Those who make it to the end will complete a final 24-hour simulated mission known as the Death March. Training begins immediately. The recruits are pushed through exhausting exercises and difficult challenges. Some soldiers begin to struggle and are eliminated by the 3rd week, but 81 continues pushing forward. As the weeks pass, the group grows smaller as more candidates fail to meet the standards. During a mountain run, 81 finishes far ahead of the others, drawing attention from the instructors.
Here comes the first.
Later, the sergeant asks which soldiers have real combat experience and asks them to raise their hands. Several speak about their battles, but the sergeant remains unimpressed until he reaches 81. When 81 explains that he fought in Afghanistan and earned a Silver Star while carrying his dead brother 16 kilometers back to base, the other soldiers take notice. By the 6th week, the training becomes even more intense. The number of remaining candidates continues to shrink. One night, 81 wakes from a nightmare about the attack that killed his brother. Soon after, the recruits face a difficult underwater endurance test. One by one, soldiers run out of breath and surface, leaving only 81 and one other candidate still underwater. As 81 struggles to continue, memories of carrying his brother through the battlefield flood his mind. He eventually loses consciousness and is pulled out of the water. Later, news reports appear on television about a mysterious object called 505 Pole Maze approaching Earth. Around the same time, 81 is called into the sergeant's office. The officers tell him they believe he should leave the course because of psychological concerns. They say they are not worried about his physical ability, but about the emotional trauma he is carrying. They point out that he struggles to bond with the other soldiers and has trouble sleeping without medication. 81 refuses to quit and insists that his only goal is to finish the course. The officers hand him papers to sign that would end his training, but he refuses and prepares to continue. Although the sergeant is frustrated, the instructors eventually decide to allow him to remain in the program.
You get the fuck out of my office.
Soon after, the remaining soldiers are briefed on their final test. Their mission is to enter enemy territory, rescue a captured pilot, and destroy a plane using C4 explosives. 81 is assigned as the team leader. The group boards helicopters and is transported to the training area. Once they land, the final mission begins. 81 organizes the team and reminds them they have exactly 24 hours to complete the operation. As night falls, 81 suggests a short rest for the team. But while they sit quietly in the dark forest, a strange sound echoes through the woods, forcing them to move forward again. Soon after continuing their mission, the team notices something unusual a few miles away that looks like a secret weapon. 81 organizes the group and explains the plan, assigning each soldier a position. As they move closer, they realize their communication signal has disappeared. Believing they have located the target, the soldiers surround a plane and begin placing C4 explosives on it. While the others prepare the charges, 81 and another soldier, number 44, move away after spotting a distant light. As they search the area, 81 discovers a crashed basic aircraft nearby. He suddenly realizes the terrible mistake. The team is about to destroy the wrong plane. At that exact moment, the explosives detonate. The strange aircraft remains almost completely untouched by the blast. Moments later, the object begins to move. The plane transforms into a massive machine standing in the water before them. The soldiers freeze in shock as the machine scans them one by one. It then begins firing precise shots, killing several soldiers instantly. 81 returns just in time to save one of the remaining teammates, and the survivors begin running as the machine attacks with gunfire and explosives. While escaping, the group falls from a large cliff. Some soldiers are badly injured, and 81 briefly relives memories of the battlefield where his brother died. After recovering, he helps the others and they try to understand what has happened. One soldier remembers that number 111 had a radio to contact the base, so 81 goes alone to search for him. After walking for some time, 81 finds 111 dead. In the distance, he sees the machine finishing off another soldier. He returns to the group and explains that the radio is gone and the machine is tracking them. They decide to climb down the cliff to escape. As they descend, one soldier is severely injured. Suddenly, 81's compass begins spinning wildly, and the machine arrives again, killing another soldier and breaking another's legs. It scans the area from the cliff above, but the group manages to hide briefly. When the machine detects them again, it opens fire, forcing them to flee. Later, they stop to rest while 81 treats the injured soldier's leg. He explains that they destroyed the wrong aircraft and that they must reach a nearby village for safety.
We need to move.
Where?
Village. 8 clicks west.
Soon they reach a river and begin crossing it with ropes. While helping the injured man across, the ropes become stuck and several soldiers are left hanging over the water. At that moment, the machine finds them again and attacks. Explosions throw the soldiers into the river. 81 is scanned several times, but avoids the machine's attacks as the river carries him downstream. A few survivors reach land and continue moving through the forest. Eventually, they find traps in the area, suggesting a village is nearby. When they arrive, they discover the village has been completely destroyed. Everything has been burned, and the mountains nearby appear split apart from the machine's attack. While searching the ruins, they find a dying sergeant trapped under debris. Some soldiers want to stay with him, but 81 insists they must keep moving.
Everybody move.
I think we might need a minute.
We don't have a minute.
During the argument, the truth about 81's past is revealed. When the explosion happened during the war, 81 lost consciousness while carrying his brother. His brother was still alive at that time, and 81 blames himself for not saving him. He believes he does not deserve the medal he received. If you made it this far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. The group later finds a vehicle, but the machine returns and begins bombing them. They realize they left their ammunition behind. One soldier, number 15, volunteers to go back for it, but he is killed immediately. The remaining soldiers escape in the damaged vehicle while the machine continues chasing them. For a short time, they believe they have escaped, but the machine suddenly jumps in front of them and destroys the vehicle. 81 tries shooting it, but nothing works. The injured soldier dies, and the driver is also killed as the vehicle is destroyed.
Hey, stop!
After some time, 81 wakes up alone among the burning wreckage, reminded of the battlefield where his teammates died. He climbs a nearby cliff and sees that only part of the machine has been destroyed. While searching the area, he finds soldier number 7 still alive. As the machine approaches again, 81 carries 7 through the ring. They briefly talk, and 7 reveals that he knew 81's brother and respected him. As the machine moves closer, 81 suddenly gets an idea. He places 7 in a safe place and enters a storage building where he finds explosives and machinery. When the machine approaches to scan the building, the explosives detonate beneath it, knocking it down. As it struggles to rise, 81 drives an excavator straight into it, pushing it toward the edge of a cliff. Sand and debris begin filling the machine's openings, damaging its systems. The machine attempts to fight back, but 81 continues attacking until its systems collapse. He escapes just before a large explosion destroys it. For a moment, 81 believes the battle is over, but the machine releases one final explosive blast that destroys the area and forces him to run. Hours later, helicopters arrive. 81 carries number 7 on his back and finally reaches the finish line of the training mission. The sergeant apologizes for not arriving sooner and reveals that machines like the one they fought are appearing all over the world.
How many are there?
They're everywhere. We've neutralized the first wave, but we're preparing for a global invasion.
Later, the sergeant asks 81 how he managed to destroy the machine. 81 explains that the machines have openings in their structure and that filling them with debris can destroy their systems. The sergeant thanks him and officially welcomes him into the unit, saying that this knowledge may help save humanity. In the final scene, 81 gives a speech to the remaining soldiers. With the world now facing thousands of these machines, they prepare to move out and fight the growing threat. The film ends as the soldiers head toward the next battle.